Bah. Hey, Nunez. Hello, hello. You ready to get to it? Ugh. Let me sit. Sit. Alright. Last we left off, we just found Ashley and she tried to kill us. Not effectively, though. Ugh. Wait. I don't like the little gold dots indicating there's something I haven't seen. Oh my god. Ah. Yeah. Beans. All right, let's get it. Leon finally manages to locate Ashley and set her free, but his relief is cut short as a mob of villagers has the area surrounded. He must protect Ashley at all costs and escape the village.
What do we do?
Your father trusts me, and I need you to trust me too, and do exactly as I say. I'm gonna get you home safe.
Okay. Okay, Leon.
You know what, Ashley looks kind of like me in real life. Just a little bit.
Get the hell out of here.
Alright, let's be sneaky little guys. Let me pick. Oh, I already looked at that.
Seriously? Just not
Get the ladder.
me? Okay. What do we do? There's no way out.
Wrong, there's a window.
No way.
Yes way!
It's okay, I've got you.
Jump!
Hey, trust me.
Yeah, trust me! Wow, she's very nervous about this. Oh my god, I wish that was me.
Thanks.
Leon's poor fucking arm. Alright.
Roost, I've secured Baby Eagle.
Copy that. Is she okay?
Affirmative.
Well done, Condor 1. I'll dispatch a chopper ASAP. I'm sending you the coordinates for the extraction point. Make your way there, and don't let anything happen to Baby Eagle.
Copy that.
Hurry. The weather is getting worse. Roost
Yeah,
out.
what the fuck? Ah, Jesus. Extraction point.
Like I said, it's dangerous. Stay close.
Okay.
I can't fucking see. I'm kind of nervous now that I have to take care of Ashley. Ashley commands tight / loose. Switch between tight and loose formation with control. Ashley will stick close behind Leon in tight formation. This can be effective when running past enemies. So blah blah blah. Will hang behind Leon in loose formation. This can help her avoid enemy attacks. Oh.
Coming, get behind me.
Oh god! What is wrong with these people?
Control. Oh, fuck. Sorry, Ashley. I tried.
You hurt?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, Ashley, run away
Stay
now.
back.
Stay away from Ashley! Oh, Christ. Okay, Ashley, I need you to come with me.
No problem.
Run, bitch.
Watch out!
Ah, damn it.
Ashley.
Ah, Christ. I knew taking care of Ashley was gonna suck. Yeah, fuck off. Go. Ooh, damn. I just died. Okay. Alright, I need to get used to taking care of Ashley. I'm used to being just a squirmy little guy, you know, and just like running away.
They're coming, get behind me.
Oh
Give
god!
her-
What is wrong with these people?
Okay, Ashley, maybe just relax a little bit. No, it's fine. Alright, Ashley. Ready? We're just... this button. Go away. Ah, man. He just died. Okay, Ashley. Come on, Ashley.
Okay. Leon, watch out!
Dude. Ah! Come on. Come on, girly pop, run. I hope you're behind me. Ooh, what's this? I'll take that. Let's go. Don't throw stuff. That's really rude. Where are we going, actually? Ashley, we did it. But also, no, we didn't. Okay. I need to go up there. Let me just...
I've got some new items in stock. Welcome.
That's
What can
nice.
I interest you in?
I don't know.
That cash in your pocket or your life? Easy choice, mate. If you want a fighting chance out there, give that the
Might
care
as well.
it deserves, mate. We're starting to get an idea. Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
I can sell this. I
Your
can sell
valuables
this.
Won't do you
I
much
can sell
good in
this.
the grave.
I can sell these.
Thank you.
Oh. Whatever.
This kind of work is about finesse, stranger.
Alright.
Will that be all then?
I tuned in just in time to see throwing axe blocks of bullet block a bullet going towards Ashley's head. No, I didn't try to shoot Ashley. I shot the guy holding Ashley, and then he dropped her.
Come back any
It's
time.
fine. It's all fine. Okay. Let's get back. Let's go the right way. Okay. Wait, was I going the right way? Never mind. Where am I? Who am I? I was going the right way. Okay, never mind. I just killed that guy for no reason. For funsies, I guess.
Why not treat yourself?
Actually, are you good back there?
Hey,
Goodness.
can we take a break?
Yeah,
Sorry,
sure.
we need to keep moving.
Oh.
Got it.
Yeah, sorry, Ashley. We gotta keep moving. Jesus Christ. Girl. Breathe.
Hunnigan was right about the weather.
Alright. Breeze. Come on, Ashley. Oh, there's a guy here. Oh, thank God he's blind and can't see that the fucking way in front of him's been lit. Should kill this rat. Oh, what's that, money? Rat dead. Shit. Where'd I come from? Okay, whoopsies. This tunnel, we're not friends. What, another rat? No, it's fine. Alright, where am I going? Okay. Are you kidding me?
Stay back!
No problem.
Ow. Hold on. I don't really have a lot of stuff to eat. I've got lots of snakes. Whoops. Eat this. Eat a snake. Eat no more snakes. You dead? Shoot his butt.
You're serious.
Stop, fuck. Sorry, Ashley. Ah, I'm on fire! Ow! Ashley! Oh my god. Hi! Hi, Alistair. I'm not doing great. I accidentally combined two of those, so whoops. I guess I'll just nom nom nom. Jesus Christ! Stop it!
You all right?
Yeah, come on, Ashley, you're fine.
Come on.
Let's go.
Got it.
Okay, he's dead. Alright. Hello, cow. Meow. Okay, where am I? Where did I come from? I need to go into the house? Oh, wait a minute. Ashley, come over here.
This way.
Come here, Ashley. Hell yeah.
I need you to open it from the other side.
Yeah, Ashley, do that.
It's open.
Thanks, Ashley.
Good work.
Oh, wow. Wow. Thanks, Ashley. Awesome work. Shield herself when I... Ha! What, you don't like it in the flashlight in your face? That's funny. Sorry. I'll stop teasing Ashley. Alright. Ah. Nice. Okay, it sounds like they're all upstairs. How's stream going? Oh, yeah, you know, it's going pretty good. Ah, shit.
Give me space.
Okay, I'll stay back.
Okay, we're good. You can come back.
Okay.
Aye. Ah, jeez. Okay. I just need to drop down and then go over there. Alright, Ashley. Come on, Ashley.
Seriously, this can't be happening.
Unfortunately, Ashley, it is happening. Oh, how How's life been, Alistair? How's it been going? Are people yelling at me already? What? Fuck. Ba, 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 ba. Very dark in here. Alright, Ashley.
Stay back!
Hang on.
Keep coming.
Shoot him in the butt. Shoot him in the head. Uh-oh. Actually, you were not very far away from me.
Stick close!
Okay.
Okay. Wait. There we go. Alright, Ashley. Oh shit,
Okay.
Ashley, run away.
You're good.
Got it.
With me.
Okay, no, wait.
Spread out!
Okay.
Oh shit. Uh-oh, gotta use my other gun.
Out of the way!
Uh-oh. Pardon. Oops! Actually, chill out. Chill out. Just relax. Don't scream. Oh, I'm on fire. How dare you set me on fire? Okay. Whew. Yeah, go hang out with the cows, Ashley. Ah!
Now,
Ugh. Stretch. Being not on fire is very poggers. Being on fire is not very poggers. I am a very interesting person. Look at the piggies. Oh, there's something back here. Another hand grenade. Sorry, but I'm allergic to using anything that is not my pistol. Anything else hiding in here?
come on.
Hey.
Oh, hey, dude.
I'm definitely gonna catch a cold.
Alright, where am I? There's stuff here, though. Whatever. Ashley, don't fall off the bridge. Who is yelling?
Over here!
Oh, hey, handsome.
You.
Hey, listen, about earlier.
Yeah, about that.
Hey, I see you found your missing señorita.
I did.
Rita has a name and it's Ashley. You are?
Name's Luis. Encantado.
Great. We all have names.
That. I love Leon.
What are you doing here?
He's got such a way with words.
Hide, now.
In that case, here, help me.
Ashley, quick. Over here. Go.
That's a lot of people. Do you happen to have a lot of handgun ammo on you, mister?
Hordes of them against two of us. Oh, and let's not forget, this mob is made up of monsters. You duck. Warming up.
Oh.
Hope you stretched.
Yeah. Now if you'd shut up, we'd be good to go.
Lighten up.
Oh. Hello.
One down.
Oh, greetings. You good there?
Next.
Excuse me, pardon me. Oh.
This one's on me.
Oh, thanks, man.
Thoughtful. Keep coming. Out of the way. Come on.
Leon.
Dude keeps giving me ammo. Ouchies! Run away! I'm not a very fast button presser. Oh, stuff. Yeah.
All right, this one's good.
Oh. Ruh-roh.
Bingo. Let's go upstairs. Come on.
What the fuck? It's a chimney. Oh, let's go upstairs. Ah, press the button. Yeah. He said let's go upstairs. Okay. Okay, let me just do some stuff here. I have a lot of these. Wow. Too bad I won't use them. Oh, a head pat. One moment. Let me. Ah, I could really use that head pat. Thank you. Oh, bah, bah, bah. Pistols are always top tier firearm in games. Yeah. I should probably be using these, but they scare me. Oh! Wait, how do I... How do I use this?
Present for you.
Maybe I should use this. I don't have ammo for it though. Ah! I don't want to pay attention. Ow. Ow.
No me jodas.
That sucks. Again! I don't know. I feel like they probably do splash though damage onto me. I feel like... Alright. Over here! Okay, this time I'll do better. I was doing fine until we went upstairs. Why did we go upstairs? I liked it downstairs.
You.
Yeah. Okay, can I skip this?
Yeah, fuck that.
Okay, let me grab that. Let me put this.
Not forget, this mob is made up of monsters.
This mob is made up of monsters. What?
You stretch.
What a guy.
Now if you'd shut up, we'd be good to go.
Hello? There we go. Ah! Okay. Ow. Fuck. There we go. Hello? Let me reload, guys. Thanks, bud.
Sorry.
Yeah, you are good, thank you. Let me, eat a snake. Ouchies! Reload. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you like... Ow. I will not pay attention. You pay attention. Ow! Jesus Christ! He cut my head off! Goodness gracious. Okay. Again! Again. Let's go. Over here.
Words of it against two of us. Oh, and let's not forget, this mob is made up of monsters.
This mob is made up of monsters.
Warming up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Now if you shut up, we'd be good to go.
Imagine that.
Oh, they broke that down fast.
One down. Next.
I am good. Leon, use this.
Okay.
How thoughtful.
Keep coming. Give me a break already.
Oh, jeez.
Twisty son of a bitch.
Ah, jeez, please, man. I don't want to be here. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Good heavens. Okay. This is very stressful. Okay, hold on.
This one's on me.
Okay, thank you. Oh, why are there so many? Ah, jeez Louise. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away, go away.
Present for you.
There's another present. Yeah, I am. Splash image, it's fine. Okay, now we're gonna have to go upstairs. Alright. Let me pick up all the stuff down here.
Let's go upstairs. Come on.
Sorry. Must have slipped.
Oh, he picked the ladder, huh?
Perfect timing. Give me a hand.
Ah. Alright, you're fine. Ah! Do I know what to do? Ow. Okay. Nice, 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 nice. That's rude! Oh, jeez.
Little busy at the moment.
So much for service to a smile, huh? But I guess bullets work just as well.
Ooh!
Take this one.
Nice.
Time to shine.
Not bad.
Oh, jeez, I still need to reload. Ooh. Excuse me.
This way, hurry!
Where the fuck? Okay. Thanks, Ashley. Yay! I survived. I love that for me. I'm gonna drink some water now.
Ashley,
What's happening to me?
Ashley, is this the first time you've coughed on blood like this?
you want to start explaining?
Yeah, mister.
The blood is caused by something called plaga. Okay. You saw those people, right? But you have the same thing inside you. The same thing that made them like that.
Ruh-roh.
That's what you're experiencing, these symptoms. They're only the beginning.
I don't want to become like them.
Of course she's coughing. Bitches love coughing. What the fuck does that mean?
See, at this early stage, the
Ruh-roh.
it is possible to remove it with the surgical procedure. And all you need is some know-how. And oh yeah, the right equipment.
Wait, you two?
No worries. See, I have a plan.
Oh, I'll bet you do.
But you're going to have to trust me.
Yeah, I trust you.
Great, we're partners then.
Yay!
No time for any questions. The clock is ticking.
Why are you helping us?
Because it makes me feel better. Let's leave it at that. I will contact you later.
Go team. You're sleep deprived? That checks out. Have you considered getting some sleep?
Hey, got a smoke?
I do. The kind you like. Now where's the amber?
Fortunately, it's not on me at the moment. And you really should be telling me what a good job I did.
Probably gonna fall asleep to your
Busted my
favorite
ass
VTuber shortly.
before I got caught. Which is why I'm still alive.
The deal was, we get you out of here when you deliver the amber. No amber, no protection, Luis.
Such a stickler for details, huh, Ada? Okay, then. I'll go get it now. How about that? And I do have something else I need to get, too.
Oh.
This is Roost. I've got some bad news, Condor One.
Oh
With the
no.
weather like this, the chopper can't make its approach. Can you stand by until it clears?
Negative. Too dangerous. We're gonna get out of here and find someplace safe.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do more to help.
Don't worry about it. We'll swim home if we have to.
That
Condor 1, out.
I don't know if Ashley can make it that far.
What's gonna happen to me?
I don't know, man. You'll die, I guess.
Let's just focus on getting out of here.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ashley's coughing off blood just from having to run so much. Oh, Ally floof. Okay. I'm on it. We'll floof it up. Bow, 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 bow. Whoops. Hi. How's it going? A floof. Floof, floof, floof. Very fluffy. Oh. This where I was before? Yeah, sure. Oh, and a head pat. Goodness gracious. I don't have the program open that does it automatically because I feel it takes up resources and I don't know if I can afford that with this game. You know what I mean? Hello.
Got some new wares, stranger. You're in for a treat. Well,
Wow.
I got something new for you.
A semi-automatic
You'll get some
shotgun.
bang for your buck. I guarantee it.
Oh. Gonna pass out any minute. Just had to get Ally to floof me off to sleep.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. That's good work, if I do say so myself.
Oh, I still have wooden planks.
Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. Don't get yourself killed now.
Okay. If I store this, then I can buy the other one. That sounds fun.
Welcome. Ooh, what you buying? All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure you.
Oh my gosh. Hello again, Nunez. This cute little Zellos, either that or I'm hallucinating. Got no room. It just means I have to move stuff around. What does this make ammo for? I think I'm gonna buy the rifle.
Welcome. I'll hand this over when you've got the space.
I've got the space, it's just this is very long, isn't it? Q. There. Yeah. Ah, jeez. Okay,
Wish your enemies sweet dreams from afar, with a bullet straight through their heads.
Oh, horse VTuber. I'm a bunny. How did your phone keyboard put horse instead of rabbit?
We'll have to come back.
Okay, let's what is this? Submachine? Can I sell that?
Anytime. Welcome. Ruby's all rubbish. It makes no difference.
I haven't a submachine gun. Nor do I think I will use it. These are my little guys. I can't sell those. Those are my little guys. It translated stuff in Spanish. Oh. That'll do it, Chief. I don't have this either. Goodbye.
Pleasure doing business with you. Got a Sadoki.
Okay.
Yourself killed now. Welcome. Oh, my back is killing me. You
That sucks,
haven't
man.
been kind to us, I suppose. Knife needs care every once in a while. We're starting to get an idea of you. And come back anytime.
Bam, bam. I'll probably still use this though. Speaking of. Wish I had more health available to me. Lump. Alright. There we go. This is a direct order from Lord Sadler himself. Convert the area beyond this point into a defensive position, so that no intruders may pass. I am willing to make any and all sacrifices for the sake of the righteous faith. My devout believers, build me an impenetrable.
Haya_dreams is now following.
Thank you for the follow. Oh, Ashley scared you. I just got to chapter 6. Make sure any heathen foolish enough to trespass pays for their wicked sins and blood. Okay. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, well.
We've got company. Keep moving, but quietly. Got it?
Yeah, quiet.
I'll try.
Podéis correr, pero no os podéis esconder.
Good night, sweet prince. Where am I going? Ooh, treasure? Oh, Ashley, we're going back. Where's my treasure? Is it up there? Yeah. I think it might be up there. Ashley, I think there's treasure up here. There is treasure! Hell yeah. Ashley, we're rich. Alright, let's play with my new gun. Alright, where's your noggin? Oh, I can't really get to his noggin this angle. I missed. Dick. Are you hiding, Ashley? Pardon me, Ashley. Oh, he's
We're
sobbing.
doing this. They keep coming.
Sorry, Ashley.
Give me space.
Ashley? Wait, where is Ashley? Oh, Jesus Christ, Ashley! Oops. Sorry, Ashley. Ashley, I'm coming. Ow! Ashley, I'm not coming. Ashley, I'm coming. Ashley, you need to get better at running. Oh, I'm on fire. Oh my god. Ashley, get up.
Okay.
Ow. Okay, Ashley, come on. Ashley! Ah! Ashley! Ashley, I'm sorry. Okay, now please go away.
No, I'm okay.
Then why was you sitting there?
Shit.
Whoops. Okay, that's nice. What are you doing, Ashley?
Stick close.
Get close, I guess.
Hang on.
Hang on. Just do what I say. I need heal. Ashley, heal me. Hello? Oh. Jesus Christ. Ashley, do not walk in the fire.
Stay back!
Okay, I'll stay back.
Hello? Oh, let me reload. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
That makes one of us, Ashley. That makes one of us. Poor Leon. Hobbling about. Don't worry, buddy. We'll get you fixed up eventually, maybe.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe stick close to me. Don't step in any traps. What? Jesus Christ! That's so many grenades! I should... You know what? I'll do it.
Not looking so good.
We're looking fine. Don't be like that, Leon. Whoa. Do you guys see my lightning fast reflexes? It's pretty incredible, honestly, if I do say so myself. Anything else in here? Okay. Alright, Ashley. That noise. Oh. I have not been getting those. Anything? Okay.
Sure is quiet.
Don't say stuff like that, Leon. I am not looking forward to the events that take place when I try and open this door. Oh, I can't open this door.
It looks like I need something.
You do. You do. A key, mayhaps. Oh, whoa. Okay.
Spread
Fuck
out.
off.
Okay.
I mean, I could fuck around. No. Okay.
Come on.
Hang on.
I'm right below you. That's where.
Give me some space.
No problem.
Ashley, you are not very good at this.
Okay.
Ashley, come here. Perfect. Alright, come here. I'm very sneaky. Anyway. Great. Oh, I can tell Ashley to hide in here.
Stay here.
What? Okay.
Yeah, get in there. Ah. Okay, but why? What's gonna happen? I don't know. She can hang out in there. Just chilling in a locker. Okay, Ashley, I'm sorry for teasing you. You can hide in there later when you actually need to, if you need to. Sorry for teasing you, Ashley. It's just really funny. Money. Oh, what's this? Oh, okay, hold on. Yeah. A wall? Oh, another one. Actually, there's so many little spots for you. Isn't that nice? Hi, ladies.
Sorry, didn't realize that was yours.
Yeah, my bad. My bad, guys. Actually, come on.
I am flattered, but I'm a one-lady type of guy.
Oh, God. Why? Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is my bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. I didn't realize. Ow. Ow. Okay. Girl, why are you here? Fuck off. Ooh. Ow. You know what? This is not going well. Excuse me, pardon me.
Watch out!
Uh-oh. Hold on, everybody. 1 second, please. Uh-oh. Ow. Dude, I've got one hell of a knife, I tell you what.
Sorry, you're not my type.
Give me a warning next time?
No, Ashley. Just stay in your little corner. Ooh. Hello? Goodness gracious. Please give me a break already. I'm gonna run out of gun ammo. What them grenades doing? I don't know. Hey! 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 That is my Ashley. Ow. This lady gonna die?
Wait here.
Uh-oh. I probably should have just told her to hide in there right away, but do they like see her go in there? You know? I guess also though I could have... Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me, preemptively... Yeah, let's do that. What do you think, Ashley? Okay. Go in there.
Okay.
Oh, no complaints this time. Complaints.
It's locked.
Alright, that's okay. Let's get this. Let's, go ahead and do that. Okay, anything else in here for little old me? Okay. Alright. Ladies. I think the backflip was a little unnecessary.
Sorry, didn't realize that was yours.
Didn't realize that was yours.
I am flattered. I'm a one-lady type of guy.
Okay,
Present for you. Here you go.
there you go. I hope you enjoy my presence.
Not bad, right?
Uh-oh. 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 Excuse me. Pardon me. I don't want to be here.
Sorry, you're not my type.
You're not my type. Ah! Okay.
Finally.
Ah! How did I miss? Ow. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me. Oh, whoops, that's right. Whoops. Whoops. Ow. Can I just reload my gun real quick? Ow! Oh, Jesus Christ. Hi, Ashley. Whew. The backflip was totally necessary? I don't know about that. Anyway. Where's the little, thingy-mabobber? Good job, Ashley. Whoops. Meant to drop down because I saw some goodies. Good job at hiding. Where's the thingy I need? Do I already have it somehow? Roll. Rolling, 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 rolling. Oh, there it is. Just breathe, Ashley. Just breathe. Oh, actually, it says there's something else in there. Where? In here? What was the button? I don't know. Oh. Up the stairs. Nice. Okay, where is the thing I need to unlock? Was it back that way? Fuck. I need to go here. I need to go down. Oops. Let's go, Ashley. That's not right. There we go. Yeah!
Are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. I guess.
Good.
You did well back there. Seems this isn't your first time running from creeps.
I can't tell if that's meant to be a compliment.
Me either, Leon. What the fuck? He's got such a way with words. Break. For me. Down I go, I guess. Bow, 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 bow. Bow, bow. Hello?
All right, come on.
Okay.
Ah! Hey, mister. Ooh, ouchies.
Leon.
Requires cleansing.
I don't think. I think my soul is just fine. Thank you, though. Thank you for no.
Run!
Yeah, go ahead. You dip, girlie.
Hurry!
His hat. I shot the hat right off of that man. Okay. Lost my cool there. Ouch. Ashley, why are you here? Ashley, go away.
Duck!
Ah, jeez. Oh no! Continue. That's my bad. I was caught off guard by his silly little hat.
All right, come on. Hurry! There is no escape.
Ashley. 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 Oh my god.
Don't worry about them.
Ow. Ah.
This way. Okay.
Ah, shit, Ashley.
Need to go. You got to be kidding me.
Right now. Run, bitch, run!
Close one.
Ashley? You suck at running away from people. Anyway.
Listen, you're the one he wants. If we see him again, you run.
What about you?
I'll do my job.
I'll do my job. No trespassing. Ah, fuck you.
Take a look. Welcome. Got a selection of good things. Give that the care it deserves, mate.
Oh. I don't think I will.
Ruby's all rubbish. It makes a deal well struck. Mold, try that on for size. This kind of work is a comeback anytime.
Come back anytime. Good question. Alright. Alright.
Be careful.
Who do you think you are? I won't be careful. Fuck you. Ooh, pretty. Ah! Run, bitch! We talked about this.
cease your pointless struggling. Abandon your body to the will of our God.
You're a shitty missionary. You know that.
Oh, Almighty.
His hat.
Grant me the strength.
You don't need to put that hat back on. I'm literally just gonna shoot it right back off.
Bitch.
Ashley, run!
Okay.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
God, I thank you for your gift.
You want to get ugly? Let's get ugly.
You should have known you were one of us.
Ow. What was this? Oh, shoot. Ow. Oh wow, ammo. Ooh, whoops. It's fine. Pardon me while I go up the stairs real quick. Fine. Oh! Whoops. Rude! Uh-oh. Jesus Christ! Stop throwing things at me! Okay, I don't know what to do about that. Jesus Christ, there's fire everywhere. Whoops.
Hey, watch where you're swinging those things.
Yeah, man. Ooh.
Running out of options, huh?
Ow. Oh, God. I'd rather not die, to be real with you, Chief. I'd rather not. There we go. I did it! Yay! Oh, hey, girl.
Leon, hurry! You're welcome.
Well, I told you to run away!
Thanks.
She is not very good at running away. But,
Keep moving.
you know what? Whatever, I guess.
I'm not gonna turn into one of them, right?
Oh, yeah, I
I
was
won't
to
let
say.
that happen. I promise.
Eh. Eh. Okay, sorry. Okay. Oh, there was something in there? Let me back in! Man. That sucks. Okay, my bad.
With me.
Okay.
There it is. You heard the creaking. Wow, a castle. Ugh.
What's going on?
I don't know.
Well, at least we don't have to worry about being followed. Come on.
Ugh. Typewriter. Where am I now? Chapter 7? Wow. Ugh. Really going through it. Encore. Bzzz.
Hola, Luis here. You guys still around?
Yeah, man.
Well, I wanted to go home, but Ashley just had to see this castle first.
Perfect, because I have a present I want to give you. Medicine that will help to suppress the progress of your problem.
Where do we go?
Let's see. Come to the courtyard inside of the castle. We can meet up there. Ciao.
Ciao.
All right, Ashley. Luis just said.
I got it. Guess we better get going.
Hey, mister.
Welcome. Got some rare things on sale, stranger.
Wow.
What you see is what I've got.
I have no money.
Anything else?
Okay, how do I... What is it? This? What's the dealio with these, huh? Oh. Okay, so this has 2. So, 2 reds is the best it gets. Okay, and then this one has 3. So, all reds. Jesus Christ, red is quite the thing. Do I have one that holds 4? Oof. I see. There's different kinds. Okay, well, this one also has two. So... I guess we'll put this red here as well anyway. Actually, was that a poor life decision? Probably. No, I don't think it mattered. Anyway. This one also has two. But I used my reds. Okay.
Welcome. Ruby's all rubbish. It makes no difference. The price, well, a deal well struck. I still have some new items you might be interested in. Why not try your hand at a new gun, stranger?
Nah, man, it's fine.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger. All kinds of trinkets in this clown's castle. Ain't doing him no good, are they? Oh, my back is killing me. Years haven't been kind to us, I suppose. Well, now, don't get... Get yourself killed. Welcome.
Hold on. My knife.
Good as new, pleasant travels.
Okay. Wha-bam! Oh, what? I've got two? There we go. Wow. God, I've got so much of this. We're doing pretty good. Alright.
Courtyard's gotta be through that gate.
What a funky looking guy.
Don't think our hosts are gonna roll out the red carpet.
Yeah, probably not.
Things just keep getting better.
Oh yeah, it's a real trip.
Spread out.
Got it. I'll stay back.
Dead. That's what it is. play the piano. Aw.
Come on.
No prob.
No prob.